All right, Angel, you ready?
Let's go!
No more technical difficulties. Hello, everybody. We're back. We're live. It's Common Fury. Yeah. What's up, everyone? You got Trindominus on my left, on your right, and then you got me, your face. There are graphics. They're decent.
Hello.
But yeah, it's another. Oof, we're gonna have some issues. Let's ignore them. So yeah, I got some CPU issues, but as long as nobody notices them, we'll be fine. But yeah, you guys, we had to make a hot swap to the CPU encoding, so hopefully, if there's any issues, let us know. But if there isn't, let's keep it that way. But yeah, another week, another Sunday. Angel, how was your last week?
It was good!
Alrighty then.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, actually, because I finished my part-time job at playing that Bloodstained, and then I moved into Spider-Man, and it turns out I'm going to be putting in probably just as much time into Spider-Man. It's so much fun. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I was concerned about that. I was because it's kind of an open world game, right? So I can see me starting up Spider-Man this week. We'll make it our book club game. Something to talk about. What? Okay. I guess the water tastes funky.
It's supposed to be lemon water, but it's old lemon mixed with water, so it tastes like it's just nasty.
But yeah,
anyway.
I also am working on Bloodstained. I haven't 100% finished it, but I did finish the game. I have some issues, some complaints, but overall I enjoyed the game. Yep. So I guess we'll jump right into it. Bloodstained. Angel, your thoughts?
All right. First off, what's up to everybody out in the chat? Appreciate you guys for jumping in. Bloodstained. Like I said, it was gifted to me by Greaves. I greatly enjoyed the game. The story was cute. It was a cute story, nothing that nothing that's going to leave a mark. I'm not going to be remembering it 10 years from now. It wasn't anything that deep, but
to be fair,
the gameplay itself
anymore.
So, well, there are some stories I remember that stick with you, but there are some others where the gameplay sticks with you, and that's where I think Bloodstained comes into that. Is that the gameplay was really good, and I think I enjoyed it so much is because it reminded me of Symphony of the Night. So there was a lot to do in there. I liked it a lot. I was happy to do the grinding, and that's why at the end, when everything was gone, I did get the platinum, and I had invested over 60 hours into the game, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was flawed. I got some slowdown, especially when they were trying to do 3D portions in a 2D space. It was this weird, uncomfortable mechanic. I didn't really like those parts. It was a good idea, but it was a poor execution. And then there was just some general quality of life issues that I didn't like. Not being able to organize certain things the way that I could in Symphony of the Night created some issues for me late game when I was grinding to try and get the platinum trophy. But for the most part, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I recommend it.
Yep, I recommend it as long as you don't go for 100%. Unless you're a crazy person, don't even do it. And unfortunately for myself and Angel, we are crazy people. And,
Very.
Yeah, it's complete torture. There's one thing I didn't like about the main story game to advance. I guess we're gonna talk about spoilers since it's kind of a spoiler-ish. I won't go too deep into the spoiler-ish territory, but there's a part where you get to a certain point and you fight a main person, and then it doesn't let you know that if you had to complete the rest of the map or essentially get through everything else before you fought him. So then you whoop his ass and you're like, oh, okay, next section. Nah, game over. I'm like, what? That's not counting as a death. That's some nonsense. I beat the dude.
Oh, no. Don't think of it that way. That was just, they had 3 different endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. 3 endings.
But I was upset because I didn't know how to get the third ending or get into the third phase for the ending. And there was no explanation for it. I ran around, didn't have no idea until I like looked it up. I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? And then it's like something in the background that I'm supposed to know to do something with. It's upsetting. It upset me.
Oh yeah,
I hate when games
yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah. I don't like. Oh my gosh, I hate that shit too. Why are you going to introduce something into the game? You know, an item, a spell, a skill that is only required for one specific thing. Just one specific thing. So you create a standard of gameplay for 40 hours. And then at the end, you just throw in something random. You change up the entire formula just to try and push something forward. It's a pain in the ass. It was stupid. It was stupid. Because I only used that item for that specific part, and I never used it again. It was stupid.
Well, you didn't use it after that for like the boss fights or anything? You just switched up?
Well, I mean, I think I needed it for the boss fight, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. No! Wait, no. Actually, I think I did. For first phase boss fight, I believe you need it for first phase. But I don't think I used it for second phase. I was doing more damage with a different item.
Yeah, I did just end up like using a ranged weapon because it's so hard to get in range with the weapon or with the sword or whatever. But yeah,
it's stupid.
That was dumb. I don't know. But I mean, overall, other than that, I mean, games do that all the time. Like games have been always doing that. Like that's one thing that upsets me about Legend of Zelda, the original, and A Link to the Past. I think also did it as well. Like it had to have a special item to advance, and it's very cryptic.
They do.
JD Cud, hello. How are you?
JD. Yeah, cheese. I tasted it again just to make sure that it wasn't me.
You gotta double check.
Is it really that bad? And I took a second sip, and I was like, "Yeah, no, it's terrible."
Now I'm checking my water.
I stopped. But yeah, it's a good play. Bloodstained is a good game. It's very good to, just as Eric said, to play. It's not really worth the 100%, to be honest with you, and that's because I enjoy games that require challenge in order to get 100%. That's fun because at the end of it you feel good. But a game that requires hours upon hours of grinding, you know, doing useless shit that doesn't really add to the gameplay, I think that's a waste. And that's what Bloodstained is. The last probably 2 achievements for the game are just useless. So there was one where you have to cook every recipe in the game. First off, they don't tell you that if you eat the food, the stats that you get from eating the food, the first time you eat the meal, that sticks with you for the rest of the game. I did not know that.
And it said that. That said that for sure.
Oh. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I definitely knew that.
Maybe it did. Well, I didn't know that, so I didn't eat anything until I got to the end of the game, and then I had to run out and get all of these recipes, and then I had to eat all of these foods to get all of these stats, just so that I can get this one achievement. It was stupid. Or I had to craft weapons you don't even need for the game. So they were like, "Oh, you got to craft this weapon." And I'm like, "Bitch, I got a weapon that dropped that's better than what I'm crafting right now. What is the point of me crafting this stupid ass weapon?" Oh, because I need the trophy. It was a waste. I'm pretty sure it was like 10 hours. No, probably 15. 15, almost 20 hours spent on just grinding. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the grind right now. I'm about 80% complete on it. I'm at 40 hours.
On the map?
No, on the items. Just getting all the items and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that sucks so much.
And I'm at 100K out of 500K. I mentioned that I was having trouble making money, and you wanted to comment on that while we were on stream. So
yeah, I thought that was kind of weird because I was curious why you were having issues, because by the time I got to the end of the game, I was sitting at over 200K. But are you buying weapons? And
well,
I'm curious.
For the completion stuff, yeah. Like throughout the game, I was always buying stuff. Mostly, I bought potions, so that like really ate into my money. Because I never like killed bats because they were like the bane of my existence. They always come out of nowhere and hit me. I'm like, God damn it, just leave me alone.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was always buying stuff, but never selling stuff. And you sold a lot of stuff too, so that probably contributed to you having money, right? Unless, I don't know, when you stopped selling.
No. The only thing that I would sell was shards. Once I figured out what shards I enjoyed using for my gameplay, then I would sell all the other shards. That was all that I sold. So when I beat the game, got the third ending, I had over 200K in just gold running through the game. But I was only buying potions. That was it. I didn't buy anything else. I just went through the game using whatever weapons and equipment dropped. That was it. And then when I got to the end of the game, that's when I sold everything, all of my shards and everything. That's what messed me up.
What was your final death count, since nobody ever saw it? Or did you even keep track of it?
No. Actually, the only times I died was when I was on stream. That's it. So it was like
lies and deceit.
No, I'm 100% serious.
I'm
100% serious.
I don't believe
that was it.
There are so many times. No.
When I went through it, my entire build was not around. My entire build was just around hardcore attack. That's all it was, attack. And then I spent. So I did a bunch of farming to get the two-handed sword, or not the great sword. It was like some sword that dropped, and then I upgraded the shard so that I got the damage buff, and then there was some other buffs that I had got. Man, I deleted the game, so now I can't remember. But and then I also upgraded my knight. So I kept farming to make sure that I was able to get him up to a higher level. So he was jumping in and like he would block certain things. And then every time I was hitting, I was doing like 200 per hit. By the end of the game, by the time I got up to the end of the game, I was doing roughly between 300 and 400 per hit. And then if I would get a crit, that's when it jumped up between 700 to 800. But my entire build was centered around how much power could I hit with. And then I would only use magic as a combo extender, if that made sense. Because sometimes I would get a hit stun or something like that. But so a lot of the bosses, because I did so many of the side missions and because I was doing the side quests and then I was farming, by the time I would get to the boss in that level, I was overpowered. So it was pretty dope.
I'm upset.
But that's why, yeah. So I died on
proof.
stream. That was it. I just died on stream. Once I stopped playing on stream. I didn't die from that point on. I just bodied everything.
Well, I died like between 20 and 25 times. I stopped counting at the end there.
Loser.
So, unofficially, this is the first time you've ever beaten me in a game in terms of death counts, but I don't believe you. So,
I know.
I
should have played it online.
I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way to see like all your deaths, but the fact that you also like grinded out a lot of attack stuff, I didn't like build any like max shards until after like end game, so I didn't have like the augment attack and stuff like that.
Oh no, son! I threw all that shit in. Once I realized that I can get strength, like the strength shard, and then once I knew that if I get to level 9, then it becomes a permanent passive, and if I get 9 of that to drop, that increases it. It's like, oh shit, son! That's what I did. I just started farming. I went over there and I was farming. So I had the strength augmentation. I had the sword expertise. I had I don't know, whatever the other ones are. Intellect, so that my magic power was more like. So that's what I was doing. That's what I did.
I'm not all
excuses.
I went in there,
I did all the grinding, and then I figured out that the game once you figure out the base, the game plays the same regardless of what enemy you face, is what I found out. There's very few differences between the enemies that you would face, even in terms of the timing and attack patterns. So if you grind the first ship and you understand the attack patterns on the ship, those same attack patterns go throughout the rest of the game. So once you figure it out, your time it was pretty simple. I'm trying to think who the hardest boss was. Actually, I can't tell you because it was a secret boss.
I mean,
so, anyway,
I
don't want to give some advice. Have you beaten the game
yet?
yet?
Yeah, yes, of course I've beaten the game. I'm just grinding out the 100% stuff.
Okay, and you got all the bosses?
Yes, except for the like last one. I haven't done him yet. The bookkeeper dude.
He was the hardest one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard.
he was the hardest one, but since like I said, all I did was focus on straight damage, straight attack damage. So all the bosses that should have been difficult really weren't, because I was just smashing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is buffing up before I go fight him.
That's what I did.
But I like
That's
the
why
challenge.
I was playing it offline. Right?
I like the challenge of like not having everything maxed out, because it kind of like puts you on that razor's edge of like, are you gonna beat this guy or not? But
That's true, too.
I understand like the fun of like grinding it out and then just like walloping a boss.
No, I want to run in there and just destroy them.
Yeah, I was doing that in this grind because like some of those stuff is like 1%, 6%, 4% drops, and even with like max augmented luck, it was driving me insane. Like the 8-bit boss, I was just running up to him, messing him up, but I had to do it like 20 times before I finally got the last shard, and I'm like, this is absurd.
Bro, it sucks. So I didn't start getting good drops. I had to build an entire luck loadout, all focused at luck, and you don't notice an increase in drops until 80 until you get to 80 luck, right? So you'll see a little bit more. It doesn't become significant until you hit over 90. Once you get over 90 luck, then the drop rates will increase. But then even then, it doesn't matter until you go over 100. When you go over 100 luck, that's when things start dropping at a good clip. So even though they say it's 1%, if you're sub 90, it's like not 1%. It's less than that. I was getting so upset. But yeah, by the time it was all said and done, my base luck was well into the hundreds because I started getting the buffs from the food.
Yeah, I think max you can get is like 107 or something. Well, at least for me. And that's with all the food and all the pieces, the highest luck pieces and stuff. It was funny. I was grinding out for that 1% flying beef on that stupid flying bull thing.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was so upset with that flying beef.
You're telling me I got hosted with like 50 people on Mixer, and I'm like, guys, I am so sorry. I've been here for like 20 minutes. Nothing's dropped. Whatever you see right here is not accurate representation of this game. It's pretty decent, but we're gonna be here for a while. And like 100+ attempts after people like came in and came through, finally got it. By that point, everybody left. I'm like, I don't blame you.
And that's why I did it off stream. That's why.
I wasn't expecting to get hosted. I was keeping it true, pure. You got to have the proof that you beat the game, or I have to have the proof, or I can't put it onto Instagram. By the way, 20 games in 2020. It's a Instagram challenge I'm undertaking. Join in. Use the hashtag 20 games in 2020.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was really frustrating part. Luckily, after the flying beef and the 8-bit shard were the worst. But thankfully, I got lucky because I was messing around after the 8-bit thing. I went into the luck boss, whatever, the slot machine.
Oh, yep. Millionaire Bane.
Yeah, Millionaire's Bane. And like the first time I like went through the entire fight, well, just about the entire fight, and I died, but I didn't get the lucky 7s for the shard. So I died right there, came back and walked in the door, hit him twice. He got the lucky 7s on the first roll. I'm like, easy money. Easy money.
He dies right away too. Yeah, good.
It was wonderful. Because I thought it was going to be like a horrible experience. Like 20 times I had to fight him and hope to get it. But no, it was the second try. Yeah. And I think because I died, it helped out. Like it expedited that process. But I lucked out on that one. But yeah, right now just getting the weapons and the food. I'm almost done with food. I learned there was a secret technique that you don't get until you master all the other techniques. So that's annoying. I'm working on that right now. Did you not have to get that? Please tell me you didn't. Please tell me you had to get that.
What technique is that?
It comes with like a secret sword. I don't remember what it's called, but it's specific to that weapon, and you can only use it once you get all the other techniques. If you're not familiar with the situation, this is bad. For
No,
me.
man. You don't have to get all the techniques.
Oh, damn it! I've already gone through the trouble of doing it.
No, man. That was everything else needs to be 100%. Everything else needs to be 100% except for the techniques.
I hate
That's
this
the
game.
one thing that doesn't have to be 100%.
Well, you know what? I'm going to get 100% on every goddamn thing. That's since I'm already there.
Gotcha.
God.
Because I started working on it too, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna save it for last, because I needed to craft certain swords in order to be able to do some of the techniques. So I'm like, I'll just save that for later. When I want to do, because I wanted to end the game with my character at level 90, and then at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it 99, and then I was like, nah, 90's fine. And then I had made the last meal. And then, boom, it popped up that I had gotten the platinum trophy, and I was like, I guess I don't need to do all of these techniques. I was like, oh, I'm
Terrible.
done.
Terrible.
Then I was like, I want to have 1 million gold. I sold all my stuff. Boom, 1 million gold. I was like, damn, I've done everything I wanted to do in this game. Well, time to delete it.
I'm upset. I can't believe I've gone through all the trouble. The only reason why I found out about this like secret technique is because that secret weapon and that one on the tower that you can only get with the dimensional shift.
Okay.
And it's like you can't even see the chest. It's like an arch inside of the building, and you have to dimensional
Oh,
shift
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I didn't know that existed until I was looking at techniques, and it's like, what's this secret technique here that can only be used with this weapon? I've never even heard of this weapon. Click on it.
Yeah.
Secret weapon that I didn't find, so I had to go get it. I'm like, damn it, now I got to do all the techniques to get 100% on this technique shit. Because it stopped at 95%. I'm like, why don't I have 100% when I've done all the techniques? Well, that's why.
Oh, yeah, no, techniques doesn't count. So your item score will be affected by the meals you make, the ingredients you have for meals, potions, and then the minerals and stuff that you use for crafting. Like that goes into it as well. It's silly.
The items, like, at least it has a decent breakdown and like tells you where stuff is. Because I was looking it up online, I have to individually type things like, what is this? Where is this? And then eventually I figured out in the game it had all that information. I'm like, oh, okay. Unless I hadn't found it yet. But other than that,
yeah, that's what it was. So there was stuff I hadn't found. So that's why now you understand why I had those Excel spreadsheets.
Yes.
Okay, you were probably clowning me. You were like, look at this dude, this nerd with his Word docs and his Excel spreadsheets. Now you know that's why. So I needed to have a list of all the items. I subtracted what I found, had what was left over, and then I created my Excel spreadsheets to tell me where I needed to go, how much I needed to farm, and where it would be in game or in the world in the game.
I will be a man about this and admit that I was wrong about the spreadsheet. I got to hour 30, and I'm like trying to like remember ingredients to buy, like that I needed to buy and craft and dismantle so I can make stuff, and I'm like, I wish I had a spreadsheet right now because I started I started taking notes in my phone, like on my grocery list. I'm literally making a grocery list on stuff I have to go buy at the store in game to come back and make, and I was not happy. But yeah, I'm almost there. It's mostly weapon stuff. Do I need to have every single thing, or because like I know things like when I upgrade to like a better weapon with the weapon, it still counts towards the 100%. But I was reading online that you need like everything in your possession at one time. And
no, that's false. That's false.
Okay.
You just need to have found it or crafted it at least once. You don't have to actually have it in your inventory.
Okay.
Because when you craft a higher level sword, you're not going to have those swords in your inventory anymore.
Gotcha.
But since you already had it, then it counts. That's
what I was thinking, but it might have been like a bug issue, because I know there's bug issues with like map completion as well. People were getting like 110 or 100.1%, and weren't getting the achievement and stuff. So I guess that tied in with that. That was when they first came out, though.
Yeah. When it first came out, there were some bugs, but all of that stuff was fixed. I didn't encounter any completion bugs. The only bug that I encountered was that if you received something from a quest that was required to complete another quest, but you sold it. There was no way for you to get it back unless you had the exact ingredients to create that thing. So if you didn't have the ingredients on you, you wouldn't know that you could craft a thing that you needed in order to complete the other quest. That was upsetting. That's how I figured it out.
Yeah.
Point is,
I did have
still beat the game without that.
I'm upset with some of like the rooms, like because there's times when that like there's that one like slanted area where you have to there's like a chest and magic power up and stuff like behind the slanted like beam, and I literally slid down the whole beam, hit it with my sword, trying to break the damn thing. It never worked until I finally got the dimension shift and I get in there, and then I accidentally hit the thing and it broke. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What is this bullshit? I was so mad. And then there's stuff like in the ceiling. There's some that are obvious that I missed, but there's one that was like on the ground level stuff. Those are making me mad.
Did you get the eye? Like the...
No, I got that after I got... when I was grinding out the shards.
There it is. Okay.
And I was like, I could have used that 20 hours ago. That would have been great.
Yep.
But,
yeah, once I found that, then I made sure to max that out straight away so that it became a permanent passive.
Yeah, there was a lot of shards that were driving me crazy. Like the boar... Is that how you say it? The boar thing? Like the thing with the horse legs that looks like a lion. Those things never dropped anything, no matter how high. I'm still trying to find some cashmere. I'm just gonna just make stuff and break it down because that's so much easier.
Cashmere is going to be in Behemoth.
Yeah,
you're going to have to farm the big one. Yeah,
and they don't drop shit.
No. Your luck needs to be over.
It
over
is
90.
over 100, and they don't drop anything.
And it's still not dropping.
No,
get out of here. That's crazy.
I swear to you, it's driving me crazy. All right, well, we've talked about Bloodstained plenty. I think it's time to move on. Oops, don't want to. That's our.
Buy the game, play it. You'll love it. Don't go for the platinum unless you're crazy.
Yes.
There you
go. Let's see. You started Spider-Man. I guess that'll be our next video game book club. We'll
talk about. Shout out to Hariel Dave, aka Darkness, for the recommendation. That's a lot of AKAs.
I didn't even notice. But yeah, I'm about to start that up probably. I don't know. It might be like I want to play Journey because those games there's those free games on PlayStation now.
Yeah. I haven't played Journey.
Download Journey if you don't have it, and download the Uncharted Drake Collection if you don't have it. Free with no PlayStation Plus. Free for everyone. PlayStation's giving away 2 free games. Download them. Have some fun. And yeah, but I'm going to start Journey. It's like 2.5 hours for 100% completion.
Is it really?
Yeah. So knock that out. Add that to my game completions, and then I might start Spider-Man after that. Yep. Blue Cheese. I do hear it as well. Sometimes it's Angel. Don't blame me. It's all him.
Is it really? Is my mic messed up? Do I sound? Hold on,
no,
let me
it's just
try
like
this.
A connection issue. Oh well, okay. He's just gonna unplug it now. But now we can't hear you. That was a terrible idea.
How about now?
Yes,
Did it work?
Yes. I mean, we could hear you. Just like it cuts in and out. It happens occasionally during the stream.
Oh, I don't know why it does that.
I think it's a Discord thing. Like maybe you talk too low or something like that.
Oh, I talk too low?
Like on occasion, because I think there's like this new software that's supposed to like be able to like clean up background noise. So like I guess it'll, depending on you how you talk, it might like cut you out on certain stuff. But I don't know. Spider-Man looks fun. I can't wait to play it. It's been in my. I think it's been downloaded for a while.
Let me tell you about Spider-Man. All right. So the way that Dave sold it to me was like, yo, it's like Batman, but it's Spider-Man.
But better.
That's how he sold it. Right. Let me go ahead and tell you right now, it is not better. If you played Arkham is better than the Spider-Man game. That's just period. Okay, the Batman games are better. The combat in the Arkham games are better, but the combat in Spider-Man is good. It's good, but it's not Batman good. What makes Spider-Man legit though is the mobility. The mobility
Look at
is
that cut. Perfect timed cut.
Amazing. I feel like such a badass just swinging through the city and then like bouncing off the because now my traversal is so much better. So now I know how to do the speed jumps, and then I can find like somebody's getting mugged, so I come from the top after I did like a wall jump, and then I go over there and I pop him, and then I dodge somebody to jump on the wall, and then I punch him off the wall, like doing all this crazy stuff. Air comp, it's out of control. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. It's not as tight. But it's a lot of fun. But what I think is amazing about Spider-Man, though, is that the voice acting is phenomenal. The voice acting in the cutscenes, phenomenal. I'm so impressed. So each time I see a cutscene, I'm hooked, trying to figure out what's going on. So that, I'm having a great time. So I've already I stopped on the second main mission because I wanted to share the story with the stream. Like I want to go through the story with the stream, reacting to the story and everything else with the stream. So I've been doing all of the other stuff. So I've already unlocked all of the nodes. I don't know, in order to talk. I found all the backpacks, which, by the way, how the hell does somebody lose 55 backpacks all over New York? I don't understand that, right? But we found them all. We found all the backpacks. I took pictures of all the
55. Or
yeah.
Wait. So you grinded? You got all the backpacks already?
Yeah, I found all the backpacks already.
Oh goodness gracious!
Once I figured out how to do traversal and to do it efficiently, it was pretty quick. Like it was like bam, bam, bam. And I was finding it pretty quick. And then when it was time to take pictures of monuments, or what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't remember the word. The important locations. I know there's a word for it, but I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. But
landmarks.
Thank you. Thank you. So you have to take pictures of landmarks, and I figured out that you don't even need to stop swinging to take a picture of a landmark. You can swing by, take a picture mid-air, and then just keep on moving. I was like, oh, son, I'm going to get all these landmarks.
I mean,
I was like, this game is so much fun. It is so much fun just to swing around. It was cool. Anyways, I'm having fun. But I want to share the story with the stream, so I'm waiting till the next time I go live so that I can continue the storyline.
This is my chance to catch up. I just got to do another 8-hour Bloodstained type stream like I did yesterday, and I'll be caught up. That was terrible. I thought I was going to be done. I was like excited. I'm like, it's going to be a couple hours. I'm almost there. No, I was like, okay, we went back to Bloodstained, but I was hungry. I was going to go get some like food, and I'm like, nah, I got to stay home and work on this now. Damn it. It's a full-time job.
It was. Now you know why I meant when I was saying like it's like a job. I bet you thought I was exaggerating. You're like, oh, Angel's just being Angel. We're just exaggerating. What is Excel spreadsheets?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
There's no joke. Thanks, Greaves. Anyway.
What do we got? What else we got?
Actually, that's true. You're doing extra work because of Greaves. Greaves hooked me up with the game. I platinumed it. You want to get it now? You want to plat it? It all goes down to. So we're losing 120 hours of our life combined because of her.
Hey, I'm not going to be hitting 60 hours. It's going to be done in the next 5, I think. So 45 hours for me.
I gave you some tips where I screwed up royally.
I mean, honestly, I never sell anything in games. I always I always hoard stuff. I'm a bad hoarder in games, and usually like a game forces me to sell stuff. That's when I usually do it. And this game never forced me, so I would have ended up with like a bunch of crap at the end had I not had to heal all the time.
So it's funny. I know we're going backwards, but part of the storyline was they said that if you held too many shards, you. I thought about that as well. I'm like, I don't see any effects. The screen just shakes more. That's it. The more shards you get. Bro, there really is no negative aspect to it. And even after you get the shard the very first time, there's still no effect at all. None. I had hundreds of shards. Hundreds.
And then
there was no difference between one and hundreds. I don't know.
There's also like the final boss. There was like a line of dialogue.
If you messed up, yeah.
Well, no, it was like if you sold, or I took all the shards that you gave me or whatever, and I'm trying not to say anything I'm trying to say something without spoiling what the end game is.
Oh, okay.
But like
okay.
they're like all the shards you provided to me have made me strong or whatever. I'm like, well, I didn't provide you with anything, so yeah, this is about to be an easy fight. But yeah, that I wonder if I doubt that had any effect into like if you sold all your stuff, but it would have been funny if you like sold all your shards and then the final boss. Oops, well, the final boss would be impossible, but I don't know.
No, it had no effect.
Matter. And then there's like stuff. There's like Easter egg stuff that like you couldn't complete, and I go back and I have to look it up. I'm like, do I ever get to help the demon barber not be a demon barber anymore? Nope, you don't get to help him. What is that painting with the eyeball that moves? No, it has no effect on anything.
No effect. Yeah, it's just for looks.
I'm upset. There's so many things that like some like red herrings and false things that get planted in the game. Like, oh.
Yeah, on purpose. There's a lot of dumb stuff. A lot of dumb stuff in the game. It's fun, but there's a lot of dumb stuff. Man, we went backwards. This goes to show you. It goes to show you how all-consuming this game has been. Okay, we're going backwards. Anyways, how do I get back into it?
But yeah, Ariel mentioned, and we're going to bring it up. Streets of Rage 4 release date confirmed, end of month, April 30th. Get ready to have some fun. Although we can't play because you're going to play on PlayStation.
I'm going to be on the PlayStation.
I'll probably play on an Xbox.
Yeah, that is absolutely day one purchase for me. Absolutely day one purchase.
Well, that should be a fun stream for you. I'm going to wait for it to go down in price. Probably like $5 before I probably end up getting it. Or if it's on Game Pass, I'll get it there. But yeah. Yeah,
no, I'm jumping on that right away because I have a sentimental connection to the franchise, the Streets of Rage franchise. So for me, purchasing that game is more than just getting a new Streets of Rage. So that's why I'm going to be picking it up. And I'm going to be playing with the old school track, by the way.
I mean, there's no other way to play it. That's the only way. Unless you have to unlock it, then you're kind of screwed. But you might have to unlock it.
Either way, it's going to be pretty fun. And I know I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to play it. I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah.
Yo, I am so thirsty, but this water is nasty.
Yeah, I ran out of water. I'm thirsty now. All this upsetness about Bloodstained got me thirsty.
Oh, whoa.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. But yeah. So I guess our meat and potatoes, I don't know which one you want to take. I don't know how long we've been going. Let me double check that really fast.
I don't know either. I just talk. I just show up for the fun.
41 minutes. Okay. So we got some time.
Okay.
You wanted to ask me about tips on higher production value for streams and videos?
Yeah. So just to give some context to the question, everybody else, like Eric has a lot of experience with broadcasting, and oftentimes when him and I are talking offline, he'll give me some advice, or he'll just say something off the cuff, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like he was talking one day about changing the way my camera looked, and he was like, well, after you get everything white balanced, and the only thing that you really should be messing with is like white balance and exposure. And I'm in my head, I'm like, really? Because I have to adjust everything. Like I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess what I'm asking is, like, for somebody like me who only learns through all of my skill set for streaming and everything comes from trial and error, what are some like general things, some general advice that you give someone who might have want to get into streaming, or who wants to have that high looking production value? What should they focus on first? Like, should they go out and purchase an expensive camera? Should they get an expensive mic? Is there something that they could do on the budget?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a very big question. That's a very big.
Avoid spending as much money as possible, especially if you're just starting out, because you don't want to put all this money in and then be like, well, I don't feel like streaming anymore. Now I have like thousands of dollars in equipment that I'm not going to be using. I did everything like as I've come along, and I've been streaming since 2013, so like a while now. You'd think I'd be successful at this point, but no. Yeah, I've been starting since then, and I like everybody else, I started like bare minimum. I use like a headset microphone. Actually, no, My first microphone for streaming was a $20 Rock Band microphone that I plugged into my computer, and I had I bought a mic stand and just put it right here in front of my face. One of the best microphones I've ever had. Like I feel like I even try to use it sometimes when I need to record. I think up until I got even when I got the XLR microphone, I didn't like the way it picked up audio, so I would come back and use that. And the cord's messed up, so I have a number of issues with it, like just powering on. But I still use it just because I like the tone of my voice when I record with that. And then I just use it to play my Rock Band 3 sometimes. But that was one interesting setup. When I had my old microphone, that was like just a standard. It was a $20 standard handheld mic that I put on an arm. And like I said, $20, all you need for a new microphone, and then get a mixer for like $60. Make sure you get a good one, because I bought a mixer for like $90. Piece of crap, horrible audio, and I had to live with that for years. That it literally made me not want to stream for like a good year, because the audio was so bad and it was just frustrating me to no end. But once I got a good mixer, the one I plan on sending you if you want to start out on it.
Yes.
Audio issues were a thing of the past. It was a wonderful experience, especially with just a $20 microphone. This one I have that you can't barely see because of my shirt that I'm making noise with, a lav mic. That's like, I think I paid $150 or $200 for it, because it's like high quality, small form factor microphone. This is the point where I'm like, I have some money to play with, and I'm like, okay, I want a mic, so I don't have a microphone in front of me. I can do all this. I can have all this room for activities. I can get up, move around. People will still hear me when I start doing that. So I think these are better for streaming, but if you want to have the streamer look, then you go with like something what Angel has, like the blue microphone. That's your next upgrade from the $20 microphone. Then there's like the super high end, the Sures of the world. They're like $500, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's next level. Yeah,
that's if you're like Ninja or somebody, or Pokimane. I think she has the Shure microphone. But that's the audio side. Start small. You don't have to pay a lot of money. Like I said, it's $80 for a good microphone and a good mixer, and you sound good. As for the camera, the webcam, how much was the C920 for you? I don't remember.
So it's like $50, $60, something like that.
Yeah, so it's not that expensive. That's a good starting camera. The thing you want to focus on, as Angel mentioned, is lighting. Lighting is so important in looking good in these, especially these webcams, smaller cameras, because like when you mess around with the camera, and if you lower the exposure too much and it's too dark or it's too bright, the camera will lag because it's trying to process too much. So you want to make sure you have everything balanced correctly, lighting wise. I remember only having to adjust the focus and the white balance when I would play around with the camera, when I had to deal with my C920. Every time I had to set up the stream. You just want to make sure you're in focus, and then you want to make sure you have your lighting set up, and then white balance. And I told Angel this, production tips and tricks, pro tip, just take something that's white, hold it in front of the camera, and then adjust to that. So like make sure this is pure white. It should be pure white on the screen. I hope it is, or my settings are messed up. Yeah, so just hold something up that's white in front of the camera, wherever you need to focus. So that was about where my face is, make sure that's in focus, and then about white balance to that, make sure it's pure white, and you should be good to go. And then if you want to make a green screen, this thing behind me, I made for about $12. I went to Home Depot, got some PVC pipe, got the guy to cut it for me because I don't have a PVC pipe cutter, and then put it all together with some some joint pieces, and then went to the dollar store, got two different tablecloths, a green one and a blue one, and then just threw it over the top whenever I need it. $12, easy money. And yeah, then just play some games. Make sure you're gonna need a capture card. That's where your money's gonna really be spent. But there's other ways to get around that.
Do you use an internal or external capture card?
I have what you use. An external right now, but I plan on getting an internal one for especially for the newer consoles. But that's like $200. I don't know if I'm ready to spend all that. But I have issues with the Elgato that I have. It's not an issue. It's just like an annoying thing that's a part of the system is like when you pass through, it like considers whatever you pass through as the Elgato. So the Xbox can't communicate with like the monitor properly. So it's like, oh, we can't do high frame rate or we can't do HDR stuff. I don't have an HDR monitor, but case in point, that's something you can't do. So I want to upgrade my my Elgato to like the onboard card because you should be able to like pass through like high frame rates and stuff like that, especially with these new consoles coming out. So I want to make sure I'm ready for that.
I didn't know that was a problem, but I'm using the internal capture.
It might be the same. I'm not sure about the internal one because I don't have the HD.
Yeah.
What is it called? I can't remember.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues at all with it.
Yeah, it's like for high frame rate stuff. Like the Xbox One X can you can adjust it. So right now I have it plugged into my monitor. That's like 140 frames. That's never going to happen. But like for 60 frames and the variable refresh rates, so like for smoother gameplay, that stuff is not going to let it pass through on the Elgato 60S, HD 60S. I think that's what I got. Yeah, something like that. I know there's the HD 60 Plus or S Plus and stuff. There's so many now. They're trying to make so much money off people. It's crazy.
I don't know. But yeah, I went with the internal. It required less opportunity for me to run into issues since it was internal.
Yeah, definitely.
And then when I was looking at some things, like some of the data throughput was better. Let me bring this up because Lou wants to know which ones we're actually using.
Yeah, mine's the HD60S. I got that when it first came out. I got it a little bit after when it was on sale for Black Friday. But what was I going to say? The reason why I went external is because at the time, the original one was only external. And so I got used to using that and like having the length of cables to like be able to adjust it. Because before I haven't set it up on this new setup, but I have like a switch port before, so I had to like manually switch in each HDMI cable. So I would have it like on my desk and just like plug it in when I needed it for like switching between consoles and stuff. Now I have like an HDMI switcher, so I have like multiple HDMIs going in, and then it sends to my monitor and the Elgato separately, so I can I can adjust what I need, and I get like different things on different screens. So if I don't want to stream, I don't have to use the Elgato. That's the one thing that sucks is that, like if I have set like a stream setup, I have to turn on my computer to use it. So that's why that's why I got this switcher, because now it sends like a feed to the monitor, like my separate monitor, and it sends it to the computer, so I can switch between different consoles or cable boxes or whatever, and have that come to my monitor, and then whenever I want to stream, it'll automatically turn it on when I turn on the computer, and then just be good to go.
Do you notice any lag with the signal being sent through the, I don't know what you would call that, the HDMI hub?
No. Generally, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not noticeable, if any. I don't think there is. The HD60 Pro. Yeah, I want to get the Mark
I'm rocking
II, whatever that is.
I'm rocking the HD60 Pro is what I have. That's what I have.
Yeah, I looked in.
And it works pretty well.
Where is it? I want to get the Mark II. I think is the HD60 Pro Mark II. That's the one with like all the 4K crap.
Oh yeah, I don't have 4K, so that's not my thing right now. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking. HD60. The next one, there is one there that's supposed to do 4K, but I'm not on that level. I don't have a 4K monitor. I don't have a 4K I'm not doing 4K. I'm not on that level.
Yeah, that is true. I still need to get a TV that's 4K before I do all that, and something that outputs 4K. But down the line, eventually, one day, we'll see.
Anybody got any other questions while we're over here chit-chatting?
Yeah, I think that's it for like basic streaming stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the consoles as well. Like now the Xbox lets you plug in any webcam, so you can just start with that. If you have an Xbox, just plug in a webcam. I don't know what the process to set it up is, but it looks semi-decent enough for people to start streaming like that.
It's okay. I was looking at some old streams that I did, and I have a picture that's floating out there. I'm gonna have to make a layout to show what my original stream setup was, and then to show what my stream setup was when I came here to grandma's house and how it's slowly being upgraded. But I started streaming on the same PlayStation, and I was using one of those gaming systems where it's like the little screen inside of the briefcase.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, yeah. So that was it. I had my PlayStation or my little 14-inch screen, and then I had the PlayStation camera at the top, and then I had like a light that was facing me. So ghetto. So ghetto.
Here we go.
I just used the internal streaming software.
I got some footage from I think my first stream. Let me see if I can find it. Well, like some of my first streams. Like I see that evolution as well, especially in my graphics. Like as I've gone along, there's less and less graphics. I just try to get rid of as much as possible, and I always wanted to focus on games, so that kind of goes with that mentality. But yeah, I think I'm on version 9 of my graphics. Like I have like different versions in Photoshop when I've made them. I think we're on version 9. Where is my video? Maybe I don't have it. I have like version 2 or 3 up. We can watch that.
It's because you're trying to show us. That's why.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I found it.
Pressure.
Boom. That was my first stream.
Aw, look at you. You look so adorable.
I had the like mega chat at the bottom, just like to fill screen. I was using the webcam on my laptop at the time because I don't know why. I definitely had a Logitech at that point, but I was using I think just because it made the setup simpler at the time. Because I was like on the floor of my room, and I'm like, I'm gonna just stream really fast from here, and that's why the video's so choppy. And then
it works though. It works.
Where is it? I think this is version 2 or 3. When I was on Twitch. This is where like followers would go, and this is where I would put the game. So similar to stuff like what Ryan and Jamal have now. This is like 2015, way ahead of the game on for them.
That still looks pretty good by today's standards. It's not that bad.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess. I don't know. What do we got now?
Not terrible. It's not terrible.
This was version 5, I think. I kind of got rid of a lot of the on-screen stuff because I wasn't sure what I was doing at the time. But the video feeds in the same place as before. It's more square. Although I kind of like this angle now. I might go to this.
You like that angle?
I look good there. I don't look good anymore. I think it's mostly the quarantine though.
Oh my god, this guy.
Look how
this guy.
No, it's the camera. It's all mushy. It doesn't. I don't look as high quality. You don't get to see as all my imperfections. I had more hair at the time.
Oh my god.
What else we got? This is like a retro setup I started using, I think, and then I kind of moved away from it. I just use the same setup for everything now. Oh no, you're not going to see this. This is like a comparison between me and Jamal. So you'll see my setup versus Jamal's setup and how messy his is. You're throwing some shade, just saying.
Yo, Jamal has a lot going on his stream.
You'll see it here. He's got like 50 countdown timers. I don't know what the heck he's doing, if it ever loads.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either, because I'm like, bro, is this a speed run? He's like, nah. I'm like, what? I don't understand why is the timer there?
So yeah, here we go. He's got like this timer and this timer, and then that's the timer I added, the one that's like in the middle of the screen, the white one. But he's got 4 timers going at the same time. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Every time I watch Jamal's stream, I'm confused.
So that was like 2017. I don't think I have any. I have one video maybe from. Oh, here's us. From we can compare your old setup and then my old setup.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is what we were doing A Way Out in 2018.
Oh, that was such a good game. That's such a good game.
Man, I don't know if I don't think you can go back to beardless anymore.
I know, it looks so different. I saw some old pictures. What the hell? doesn't even feel like the same person.
That's the day we were matching 2 by accident.
This is so funny.
Oh, you can't see yourself. Let me see if I can move this.
Because it was all no, it's all because I still had the green screen. What I saw like the biggest difference was in just putting in noise gates, managing compression, and stuff like that. That was one of the most significant differences I saw from how I used to stream to how I'm streaming now.
And the lighting. And the lighting.
And then lighting. Lighting. I didn't realize how important lighting was. So there is a big difference between using Walmart lamps with incandescent bulbs versus bright white ring lighting with the ultra bright LEDs. So like picture quality shot up exponentially on my $60 Logitech.
Yep.
So
and
good.
It's the same setup. Man, let's look at this lighting. I feel like, I don't know, I'm doing something wrong right now, or I just look too good. I need to like tone it down.
This guy right here, this guy.
But that was 2018. I think I have a video. Let me see.
No. What was that? Was it?
Where's that video? I just lost.
Was I in Korea? Was I in Korea when we were doing that? I thought I was in the States.
It might have been before. Yeah, that was August 4th, 2018. It might have been Korea. I don't know. Where were you? August 4th?
No, it was before. Yeah, okay. I didn't get to Korea until October of 2018.
That's a 2018 video as well.
Yeah.
I have something from 2019. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's my. It's one of my retrospective videos. It's hidden because I don't like people seeing all my stuff.
Should have been prepared. It was on the notes. It's on the notes.
This is live, man. We learn as we go.
That's fine.
Dang,
I'm going to be doing some research today. Once we're done streaming. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's no longer the grandma chair in here. I'm back on the steel chair. Grandma wanted it back at the table, so I got to do research on chairs to get one.
I mean, this is zoomed in, but crap. Nope, stop. We passed it.
Trying to see your face.
Where is it? There it is. Okay, so that's what I currently am at right now. It's really zoomed in. I don't know why I showed this instead of like playing one of my streams. This is from 2019, and then 2020 is a little bit different, but the current version 9.
You got two pop filters? You got a pop filter on top of a...
Wait, what?
Yeah, bro. So you got a pop filter, and then you had the foam on the mic as well?
Oh, yeah, because that microphone. It's $20 microphone, man. What do you expect?
Oh my God, that's some serious plosive work.
And then this is 2020. Look how defeated I look.
Yeah.
As we go along. That might be mostly the game though, but
oh shit, you're like, why am I even doing this? Why?
That was only like hour 2 also. Like there was 5 more hours of that.
And it's funny, even though it was annoying, like towards the end when I was just grinding to have to get stuff to make meals, it was annoying. I was like, God, this sucks. But I was never upset with the gameplay loop. Like I still enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the music. It was still fun.
I agree the same way. It's like most people would not be willing to do what we were doing for this game.
No, bro. No, it was ridiculous.
I think that also plays into it. Like we know the game was good. It's just kind of par for the course, especially for like getting 100%. Like we've got 100% in other games. This isn't the worst game we've had to 100%. And it was a really chill game. Like on my Instagram for like my challenge, I mentioned that I back-to-back Metroidvania games. I played Ori and I played this, but this one's so much like more chill. Other than like boss fights, like that's when you like gotta pay attention. But you just roam through, you do what you need to do, you grind, you do stuff. Ori is like almost always like intense because it's just the way the game is set up and the pacing of it. And I definitely, I got 100% on like the map, but I didn't get 100% of achievements. So I don't plan on doing that. That game's too much. It was a nightmare enough to get the achievements when I beat the game. I had to wait until they came out with a patch and then beat the game again to get the achievements that I rightfully deserved.
No, that sucks.
That's a story for another time.
That sucks. That's terrible.
But yeah. So
I was trying to think if this, because you said this isn't the most difficult game, and it's true. It's not the most difficult game that I got the platinum for was Lords of the Fallen, because it was so broken. So that was the most challenging because of the glitches. And then this one I think was the one I've created the most Excel spreadsheets and everything to keep track of. But that again, it's because I made a significant error, which made things worse for me.
Yeah, you should. Well, I don't know if you would have finished 20 hours earlier. I'm pretty close at 40 hours. I'd say like I have maybe 5 more hours to go.
If you didn't sell any of the items, then you should pay, because it's the crafting portion is where I lost a lot of my time.
Yeah, for me it's just grinding out and getting the stuff, and now I have like apparently the alchemist or alchest crap. Before the patch, that was like a lot cheaper, and people would just like buy it all the time from the shop, and then just like grind it out really fast. Now it's like 800. And if I buy a couple, there goes all my money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never ran into an issue with money, especially if you get the money as power shard. So if you use the money as power shard, you can sell things at a higher price, and you can sell your shards at a higher price. But I don't know.
I haven't really sold anything. That's the issue.
And then
the augment
discount
gold,
card, I don't think is worth it though. I don't think the discount card's worth it.
Yeah, it's only 10%. If it's stacked, it might have been worth it, but then you'd still be wasting all that money on stacking it. But
no, it really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But the augment gold, I like when I figured out you can like double up all like your augments if you got it to be a passive, like a permanent passive, and then you just throw it on again. You're like double money. Just like hit me. Hit me with all the money. That's how I'm finally making money now. Because like before I told you like I never had more than like 25, 30K. Now I'm like, while I'm just getting stuff, I'll have like 100K, and then I bought the discount card. Now I have like almost 200K since then. So it's possible now. Before it seemed insurmountable when I was getting 1 gold per thing.
Yeah. That was pretty upsetting.
But yeah, once again, we're talking about Bloodstained. Back to our other topic of the day. You wanted to talk about
circling back
remasters and remakes, good for the industry or just cash grabs? Both. That is my answer. And most of the time it's for cash grabs. Like I prefer the remaster over the remake. And there's a difference, if you don't know, in the chat or anybody. Remaster is taking the original game, getting the original source code, and then cleaning it up, maybe adding some HD textures to it just to make it look better for today's standards, and then getting it to play on a new console, and then pushing it out there remastered. Original game, updated, and then repushed out. Those are important, because there's like games that are impossible to come by now, consoles that are impossible to come by now. So it's always good to have the ability to replay games like the Mega Man Legacy collections and stuff like that. It's a great way for kids, to play games that there's no way they'd have the ability to come across on their own, for sure. Just like getting an NES and then getting an original cartridge for Mega Man. I mean, it's not hard, but for a kid who just wants to check out Mega Man, you want to show him Mega Man, you'd be like, Legacy Collection, boom, first 5 games, easy. And it's like $5, free on Game Pass. But yeah, just stuff like that. It's so much better for gaming as a whole to like come in and then with like the original game and just remake it or remaster it so you can see it, easy to access and easy to play, and except for like input latency. That's a problem with like old games like Mega Man and stuff. But you get used to it. You get over it. Especially Punch Out. God damn it. But
that's a rough game, man. That's a rough game.
Yeah, it's rough on an HD screen, that's for sure. But yeah, I always prefer the remaster, but remakes have their place. I'll always go remaster, but remakes have their place. But this just comes down to like when they remake it and they rebuild it in an engine, and a different engine, and then like change like the colors of the game. Like a prime example is for me is Halo 1. Like let me see if I can pull it up. CE versus CE. And then especially with the stupid Master Chief Collection, pisses me off because you can't, like Master Chief Collection, you have to like play the game from like a menu. You just like select a level and then you start the game. And that takes away the like atmosphere of like turning on a Halo game. When you turn on the game, you like are presented with that Halo ring, and then you hear the music as you just referenced, and you just like get lost in like the game, and that you lose that in the new in this Master Chief Collection because it just it takes all of that out. It just strips it down to just like, you want to play this game, okay. You want to play this level, okay. We start, and it's terrible. I hate it. But in terms of the original remake that 343 Industries did, this is Halo CE on the left, Halo CE Anniversary on the right. You see they like changed like the color palettes, and it just looks different. Like, let me see if I can get like an outdoor environment. Like, you'll see it like here. Like, see the grass. It looks better, yes, but this is a common problem when you come across these remakes, is they change the colors, and it just doesn't look the way it should. And then that's like a lighting thing. You're not going to get that. That's going to happen when you upgrade to a new engine. I'm trying to find. There's like one like really egregious one, but I can't really find it right now. But you get my point.
I do.
Shadows are different. Everything's overly bright on the right side versus here, like the shadows of the game, like just shadows. There's no shadows in the game anymore. There's supposed to be darkness, like mood. I don't know. Let me see if I can find another level. But yeah, that's my take on remakes. If you want to chime in on your side.
So you prefer remasters to remakes?
Yes.
It is a difficult question, right? So if the first thing we say, is it good for the industry or not, then I will always say that yes, it is good for the industry. And is it a cash grab? Well, yeah, more often than not.
I didn't go into that.
Yeah, more often than not, that's what it is. Obviously, because they're trying to get money. So go ahead if you want to express.
Oh no, it's your turn.
Thoughts.
I'm
okay. While you're searching.
Yes, I'm trying to prove my point here.
It's like, I have a point to prove. But obviously, it's because of money, right? That's what primarily video games are. It's a business, so they're gonna, if they're running out of ideas or they need something that we can make some money on, well, let's go ahead and remaster an old title because there's the nostalgia factor, right? So
exactly.
When God of War, I get hooked. That's one of my all-time favorite games. They did a remaster on it. Bam, I bought it. Right now, if they were to make, let's say, PS5, they did like a remaster, re-envisioning on the God of War, the beginning 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna buy it if it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make me again. Boom, I'm gonna buy it. So I think that it is important because it's good because it keeps certain franchises alive. 2, it allows people who may not have been able to experience those games and those titles to play them, which helps out a lot because even though we're adults and we're coming from the adult perspective and our ability to get those games, there are people in this growing up right now who are not going to be able to play the games that we are playing now, who will experience them later. and I bring up as for an example, there were a lot of games that came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, the N64, that I didn't get to play at the time because we didn't have the funds to purchase all of those video games. So being able to play them as an adult, even if they may be a remaster or a remake, still makes it still adds to the experience, right? Being able to enjoy that. So I think it's important in order to keep certain IPs alive. I think it's good from a nostalgia perspective because there are times as an adult where I want to feel like a kid again, where I want to be able to play a game, feel happy, feel giddy, be transported back, and I'm able to escape whatever the realities are of the now in the positive memories of yesterday, if that makes sense. So I like remasters. I'm a little hesitant about remakes or reimaginings. Sometimes that can go, because they did that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They reimagined it. Turtles in Time. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, the 360 one? Or...
Yeah. They did a reimagining, and it was trash. It was trash.
Yeah, that's
why all they needed to do was remaster it. It would have been $1 billion sales.
That's why I'm glad you brought up this topic, because this is a topic that's on the mind of people right now because of Final Fantasy VII, the remake, which is 1,000% a remake. They completely remade the game, the story, everything. It's completely different now. Spoilers. I haven't played the game, but that's what I'm seeing from like the internet. The internet upset people. I don't know what I'm trying. The people upset online. From what I'm hearing is like they completely like this first section, this first game. I don't even know how they're going to release this, but essentially, it's like different. They've changed the story hits like the same story marks, but then when you get to the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it ends on a point where like completely like cuts off, and it's like going on its own direction now. Like has nothing to do with the original game. It's just going its own thing. It's got a lot of Kingdom Hearts influence. I believe the director like worked on Kingdom Hearts as well, so that's an obvious thing. Here's the level. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be dark. But here's
I remember this level very well.
The anniversary version. It's all bright. You can see everything. It's supposed to be nighttime. You can see all the detail in the rocks. And then we switch over to the original graphics, and it's dark. You have to use the night vision on the sniper rifle to see stuff because it's dark. This is the one that like really upsets me. Just like that's the whole mood of the level is it's dark.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have to like be sneaky, but now you just see everything, and it's no fun.
I remember this level because it was stealth, and I'm not a stealth guy.
I mean, you could just run in and kill everything. I know I did when I first played Halo.
You could, but I was like, I wonder if I could do that. I remember this was a struggle because I just wanted to go in there, blast everything.
A stealthy person. That's why I had trouble like with Metal Gear Solid. I want to go back and play the series though, like from the beginning.
So you're bringing up that people are being upset about how much has changed in the reimagining of Final Fantasy VII. If there's anybody in the chat who's played and beaten the game, please feel free to chime in.
And can confirm these opinions, please, because we have no firsthand knowledge of it.
Yeah, so I only played the demo. And something that I think people might be overlooking was that this reimagining isn't necessarily for the people who enjoyed it to begin with. So I think they're trying to bring in a different demographic, where they're trying to other people, because now as a result of the demo that were made in the game, I'm going to be picking it up later because they changed the combat style. The only reason why I've never played a Final Fantasy game was because of the combat. I don't like turn-based combat, but the reimagining they did changed that. So I don't know if that increases. I guess that makes it more accessible.
Yes. But I mean, as far as like the combat system, yeah, that's fine. They could change that for me. I would have played it either way, whichever I preferred. But just knowing the story is different, or just hearing that the story is different, if I'm going to play Final Fantasy for the first time, I'm gonna go back and play it on the original version on like a PC remaster or something, because I want to experience it the way it was originally, like the story beats, the music, everything, how it's supposed to be. I want to experience it that way, and that's my opinion. That's kind of the opinion I have on remasters and remakes. I want to make sure I play it as close as possible as to how it was when it first came out. It doesn't matter about graphics. I don't care about graphics. I just want to play the game. Graphics mean nothing.
That's a little different because when it comes to like remasters, sometimes the graphics matters. You know what definitely matters though? Game controls. I think that definitely matters.
Yes, that is a fair point. Like those old school controls can drive you crazy, especially like PlayStation 2 games, like that initial 3D stuff.
Oh
Horrible.
my god,
horrible.
Onimusha is a perfect example of that. Perfect example. I was like, oh yeah, I'm heading straight. Bam, scene shift. Straight is no longer up anymore. Now I got to hold back. I got to hold back to go forward now. Oh wait, scene shift. Oh, yeah. That's not it anymore. Now you got to hold left to go forward.
That was me,
bro.
That was me playing Eco and stuff. And I was like, that one time you paused my stream and I was climbing on that pole, I like caught across it, like the scene, like the camera angle would change, and then the going right would no longer make me go the same direction. I had to hold up or something like completely different. I was so mad.
Yeah, changes it. That's that old school stuff. So I don't mind controls being changed, but I guess you bring up a good point though. Like if there is a significant change in the original story, that is probably what changes it from remake to reimagining. And then if you're reimagining something, then is it technically the same game? Basically, you're trying to leverage nostalgia to create something new based off of something old, pretending it's something old, but selling it to new people.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I could see how that would be upset, especially if you had an emotional attachment. Like if they were to so if they were to remake or reimagine God of War, I would be perturbed. Like, oh no, Kratos didn't kill his family. No, Ares killed his family. Like, what? No. What the hell? Yeah,
well, I mean, technically. Push up the glasses on that one.
Nope.
From a certain point of view.
So I like remasters. I like them a lot. I love remasters. Playing an old title with today's graphics and today's controls, I think is great for the industry. Whether they're doing it for financial reasons or their preservation of the IP, it's both good. Both good ideas. Reimagining is kind of iffy. I would prefer remasters to reimaginings.
I guess we have three different categories now. We have the remaster, the straight remake, and now the reimaginings, like with Final Fantasy and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Are they going to reimagine Mario? I mean, they reimagine. Well, I mean, if Zelda was like, a direct sequel or something, right? They reimagined Zelda in Breath of the Wild, and I completely hate that game. But that's a
really,
yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but when I played going from, was it Wind Waker when they went to the cell shaded?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I remember when that first came out, I was like, "What the hell is this trash?" And then I played it, and I was like, "It's adorable. I like it."
Yeah, the graphics were definitely jarring to go from like N64 to that, and you get used to it. But the issue I took and why I like absolutely hated Wind Waker is like the ocean stuff, where like you'd sail forever just trying to get places, and it would take forever, and it was like I hate this. And this is an issue I had with Twilight Princess as well, which I'm pretty sure you could fast travel. I just didn't know. I never learned how to fast travel, but I would like ride my horse everywhere, and the map was so big, like it would take forever to get places. And I'm like, I just want to go where I need to go. That's why I prefer the 2D and the N64 Zelda games, because they're, I mean, as for the size that they are, nothing ever seems like out of reach. Like the map is small enough, like self-contained enough, I should say, that like everything occurs within like a reasonable amount of distance. You don't feel like you're actually having to climb a goddamn mountain like in fucking Breath of the Wild. I used to go on like 20-minute rants anytime anybody brought up that game in my stream. I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. But it was good times.
Yeah, I don't like huge maps for the sake of just having a huge map. I hate that.
Yes.
I hate it, especially if it's a huge map but it's not densely populated. So you're just
that's Breath of the Wild.
Many moments of nothing. Yeah, I don't like that. That's upsetting. It's absurd to me. I would rather have a smaller map that's packed with things to do, interact with. But that's actually something that you run into with Spider-Man, to be honest with you. It is a huge map, but there's not a lot to do or interact with in the map.
Oh, I'm gonna hate it then. No.
Yeah, it's just huge, but it doesn't take you long to get everywhere. Like you can swing from one end to the other map. That's it. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. It does take a while, but it's not boring because you're zipping around. You're actually, and you're moving at a quick clip. And they do have fast travel, something with subways.
Oh, yeah,
I found that by accident. Yeah, I found that by accident. So that'll be interesting. But
the only reason why I know about that is because that PlayStation 5 conference thing. They mentioned it like before when you take a subway and on the PlayStation 4 it would take like 20 seconds to load the next area. Now it'll load instantaneously. You might not even see the subway on the screen or something.
I didn't even notice. Like I went down there and I was like, "What's down here?" And I was like, oh. And then I was looking at the trophies and I saw that that's part of a trophy to fast travel to multiple locations a few times. So I was like, "Oh, okay, it was all right." But it's the same thing. Another error or egregious, disrespectful game. Ghost Recon Breakpoint had this huge map for no reason. For no reason.
I mean,
there weren't even people.
What are you
going
to do on
You're
there?
just driving. You're driving. It's like, oh, there's no enemies. There's no enemies. There's no people. There's no wildlife. I'm just driving. Oh, there's not even a road anymore. There's not even a road. We're just floating.
That's me playing Rage 2 right now. Like you wander around, and thank God I found the helicopter when I was playing. I need to get back and finish that. But like you would drive around to get to point, and then you come. But they have like as you drive around, like you'll uncover hidden things. Like a question mark will appear on the map. So like, okay, let me go do that. So it gives you something to do while you're driving around. But like when you have to go like long distances, if you miss something and then something pops up, or you get a quest on the other side of the map, you're like, God damn it! Now I got to go drive all the way over there. And then you can't like fast travel to one particular area, which pisses me off. Everywhere else you can fast travel to, but you can't fast travel to like the initial area, which like had stuff that I missed. So I had to drive all the way down there. But now I have like this little mini helicopter that I fly around and just like skip all over all the mountains and everything and get there in like a couple seconds. It's wonderful. But we were talking about empty maps. And I was playing Shadow of the Colossus recently. That's a completely empty map essentially, except for like the bosses. But it's smaller. It's small enough to where it's not like you notice it, but it's not like it's not that big of a deal because things happen so quickly. You can realistically get places in a quick amount of time, like a fast enough time to where you're like, okay, that wasn't too bad. I found who I need to fight, kill them, get teleported back to the hub place, and then do it again. Which is the complete opposite of Zelda for me. Is like, all right, well, I got to go to the other side of the entire map to go to this dungeon to fight this trash boss that is garbage and easy to beat.
So angry.
And between that, nothing happens. And it takes 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get across. Terrible. I don't know. I mean, there is like little. I'll admit there are little like points of like enemies. But when you're like the weapon okay, now here we go. The weapon durability, when you want to fight somebody and then you break your sword for no goddamn reason on like low tier enemies, and then you know what? Okay, say what you're gonna say before I keep going down this point. You just skip enemies.
I want to know where this is going. So I just broke a sword on a low tier enemy. Continue.
So like you break stuff. So that makes you want to. Well, that made me want to avoid all combat unless like I had to fight a boss or something. So I would skip everything. So I had no interactions between point A to point B, which relatively made the game empty, because there's no point in me fighting this thing, because if I have this like really high damage weapon that breaks after like 10 hits, why am I going to fight this trash like low tier villain enemy and then waste my opportunity for using the sword on a boss and then have to go get a new one and then have that break in the time it takes me to get back to the boss? And I don't know. I'm done. I would continue. Say what you're going to say. Say what you need to say.
Wow. Well, I am not going to play Breath of the Wild because that would upset me quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? So I got you.
I mean, I say, if you have the opportunity to play it, maybe for free or something, try it out. It's not a traditional Zelda game. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's not a Zelda game. But it has The Legend of Zelda in the name. That's why I never say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I just call it Breath of the Wild, because to me it's not a Zelda game. Yeah, it's its own game. It has its own audience. It definitely tries to take from like a Skyrim, stuff like that. It just didn't execute properly, and it's frustrating. It's 1,000% frustrating. There's a lot of like story points too that like made me mad, but that goes into spoiler territory. We're not going to do that if you end up playing it. Yeah, what were you gonna say? I don't know. Maps.
Yeah.
Large. So.
Yeah. So a good game that has a huge ass map, but it never feels unnecessarily large, and it keeps you very busy with with activities that actually impact gameplay. Horizon Zero Dawn is a perfect example. So if anyone who hasn't played that game, you need to. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and I absolutely got the Platinum Trophy for that. It was incredible. But the map was huge. It gives you the opportunity for fast travel, which I used a lot. But then if I just wanted to run, or if I wanted to just ride a horse as I was going, if I wanted to, I could stop and then I could fight if I needed to, and I can, gather resources that I could use to create more weaponry, or I could just fight for the sake of fighting, and then I could fight different animals if I wanted, dinosaurs, whatever. But the point that I'm trying to make here, though, is that it was a huge map that was packed with things to do and or see, but it also gave you the opportunity to fast travel and go, if you didn't want to deal with that stuff. So it's one of the most recent games that I played that has the perfect representation of how a huge map should be. Big for specific reasons, give me stuff to do, and if I don't want to deal with any of that, allow me to fast travel to exactly where I need to. So,
yes,
I like it.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Love that game. Love that game. Don't be like Breakpoint. I hate that game so much. So upsetting. So upsetting. But that's only because I cared. I cared so much because I wanted the game to be great.
Yeah, that's the same with me in Breath of the Wild. It's like I've always been a Zelda fan. I've finished almost every Zelda game. There's only three that I haven't beaten. That's because they're on the 2DS or the DS. I will be getting them soon and hopefully playing them. One's on the DS and two are on the 3DS. I have the one on the DS. No, sorry. One 3DS, two DS games. The two DS games I can't get because they are like impossible to find. But I have the 3DS game. I need to finish that, but I can't stream it because it's on 3DS. I will be streaming the 2DS or the original DS games because you can play them on the Wii U if you buy them in the store. So I need to do that. And then there's Skyward Sword. Those are the only three I haven't beaten. And so eventually.
Skyward Sword.
It came out on the Wii. It was the one where you like use the Wiimote to like move the sword and stuff.
Oh no, I didn't play that one. Did you do the Minish Cap? Did you play that one?
Yes, I love that one. That was a great.
Yeah, it's so cute. So cute.
The Game Boy ones have always been great. Like every Game Boy Zelda game I've loved. The Oracle games, the Minish Cap, even like the Four Swords Adventures are fun when you get like people and like system linked together on the GameCube. That was a cool experience. Like you have your own screen and you're playing with your friend next to you, and that was fun. What else? Obviously, Link's Awakening, the original Game Boy.
Legit.
Then it's kind of like lost its way somewhere in the GameCube. Wind Waker, kind of, and then it just went downhill from there. I haven't played Skyward Sword. I heard it's like more traditional. I might like it, so we'll see. But
they're innovating. Got to keep it fresh.
They're trying. They're trying new things. That's fair, but it's still always the same story essentially. Well, I mean, you just got to innovate technologically. You don't have to innovate like with gimmicks and stuff. I don't know. And then just like graphics wise as well. They are, and it's fair to say like, hey, we can focus on making a game that looks timeless, because we don't want something like the 3D polygons of Ocarina of Time. Now it looks dated, or like
it does.
I'm trying to think of a game that came out in that era of like GameCube to now, like. What's a game that
looks dated or does not look dated?
Graphics-wise, looks dated.
Turok is another one.
Well, no, from like say PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. Like any game, like really. And I was looking
Tekken 3.
I was looking at Call of Duty 4 the other day, and graphically, like highest settings, like you can see like how different it is from like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Just like how like physics-wise interactions, poly counts, definition of characters. It looks dated when you see it compared to something now. But what Nintendo does is they try to make their games bright and colorful and simplistic to a way to like make sure their games last longer, because you go back and you look at it and you can't really compare it to something modern because it's got its own flavor to it. But when it comes to like Zelda and Breath of the Wild, I hate it because they put in this like fake oversaturation that drives me crazy because it looks like crap. I don't know why they do that. They do it with every game. Every game is oversaturated. God damn it! Why am I the only one who notices this? Mario Odyssey, great game, looks great, but it's oversaturated. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm getting sweaty and I'm getting hungry. I'm expending too much energy.
Just getting angry, huh? How does it feel being That's my life. That's my life.
Man, I told you I'm an angry person at heart. I just hide it very well. I'm always angry and complaining about something. But what was I going to mention? You mentioned something, and I wanted to go back to it. Crap.
Damn. So I guess to summarize today's stream, it's like get an internal Elgato. Streets of Rage 4 is going to be great. Wind Waker was fun, except for the ocean. Breath of the Wild is trash. What else are we learning today, ladies and gents?
Big maps suck. Oh, big maps for no reason suck.
Yeah, having a huge map is trash. Don't be like Breakpoint.
Crap, what were you talking about? You mentioned Breakpoint, being upset. Oh, being upset. And this is probably a topic that we can delve into like deeper in the future. But I wanted to like bring this up because it upsets me. I've seen this with the people, streamers younger than myself that I've interacted with. They have a habit of like not wanting to say something bad about a game, like and gamers, some gamers too. Like they're like, oh, the developers worked hard. We can't say anything bad about it, and I think that's ridiculous. It's absurd to say that. Like, you can have an opinion if something's bad. Like in the forums, in the realm of art, gaming is art. Like me making a YouTube video would be considered art. I'll tell you first and straight off, the first person to tell you it's a complete piece of crap, whatever I put on the internet. But that's my opinion. I get to have that about what I make or anything I see or view or whatever. I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to threaten someone's life because they made something bad. I understand that hard work is put into it. I put hard work into stuff I make, but I also understand that it can be bad. There's a reason why things are good and why things are bad.
Okay.
That's just like an interesting thing I've noticed among people. Like when I have like when I discuss games that I don't like Breath of the Wild, and people like to say, "Oh, well, I mean, they worked hard. It's a good game because they worked hard."
Hmm.
What's your quick opinion on that? And then we'll wrap it up.
Honesty is the best policy, right? So what makes things difficult in the stream space is because since
Yeah, people want sponsorships and stuff.
people
They don't.
people want to be sponsored, people want all of that stuff. So it's generating this level of mediocrity, and you have a lot of fake streamers and fake people. So if you have people playing games and they don't offer criticism, then if there is no criticism, then whoever's creating whatever they're creating, they're going to think that it's fine. So you get stagnation, or right?
There's no
Things
improvement. Yeah.
things become stagnant. Or worst case scenario, people might do stuff that is trash on purpose, right? Just to see how much they can get away with. And then if you don't have an outcry, then they're like, oh well, then that becomes the new standard, and then that creates a problem.
Like Breakpoint.
So, yeah, like Breakpoint. Yeah, no, that's actually true. Yeah, that's
Like Pootie
perfect
Tang.
example. So I'm on the obviously anyone who watches my streams, if something is trash, I'm gonna say that it's trash, but I'm also gonna give a reason as to why I believe it's trash. So I think that's the caveat. It is good to give your opinion, but it is better if you can give your opinion and be able to articulate as to why that is your opinion, and then that is what creates the path for dialogue and improvements and things of that nature and perspectives. So that's why art is subjective. So if I look at a piece of art that I don't like, and I'm able to explain and articulate as to why I don't like it, and somebody else can explain and articulate as to why they like it, then it allows us to grow as individuals, and then it moves the medium forward. So we need that so that we don't get more breakpoints.
I agree. What was I going to say? I got distracted with folding up my mask because I'm about to go out into the world and risk my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't. I mean, everybody can have an opinion. Be able to defend your opinion, have reasons, and don't threaten someone's life because you don't like something. Don't like things. You don't have to be. You don't have to take it to that level. If you don't like something, don't play it. Don't deal with it. Give your opinion and then move on. That's all you have to do. I feel like that's important as well to say.
It is. Just because we don't agree doesn't mean we're enemies.
Exactly. But all right. It's that time of the show to wrap it up. What do you got this week? Spider-Man, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting in a lot of time in Spider-Man. That's what I'm going to be streaming. And then maybe off stream, I might be playing some Journey. So I might do something different where even though I'm going to stream Journey, I might do some recording and then maybe mess around with posting that. But definitely Spider-Man, followed by Journey when I put some time in there. And then, I don't know, see where I'm going to go from there.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Well, I think you know. I think you already know what's about to happen. After the stream, I'm going to go get some food, go get some groceries, and then I'm going to come back and play Bloodstained, and hopefully finish it tonight. Once that's done, I'm going to do Journey, finish that, knock that out in probably a stream, and add game number 8 to my 20 games in 2020 hashtag challenge. Check it out on the Instagram. Oh, let's throw up our social media as well. We got them.
I wonder how many games I've beaten so far. I'm gonna have to look back at.
But yeah, if you want to follow us anywhere down there, feel free. Yeah, finish that. I have fun with doing that. I like just like posting the final screenshot, like the credits, and then putting up some tags like more games than Chris Gold, more games than Jamal. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, if I beat this, I might even get like 9 games in by the end of April. So that'll put me at like a 2-point-something average per month, and that's like 24 games at the end of the year. I'm on pace to do it, and just gotta stay with it, and I think I got it. And then once I beat Journey, I will have probably start Spider-Man because you're playing it. And I want to talk about it. Next week, if I finish Spider-Man, I'll probably try. No, maybe Horizon. Maybe we'll see if I get into Valorant. I get to play that for a few minutes because that's a can of worms we didn't get to open again this week.
That's PC only, right? It's PC only.
It's PC only.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be busy. I got to tell you. Oh, I had two Bloodstained stories for you. So during this grind, since the revelation came about that you were playing off stream, I decided to play a little bit off stream as well. I was playing while I was working all week. Anytime there was a slowdown while I was with work, I would just turn on the Xbox, start playing, do some grinding, whatever. And then to expedite the grinding, like once I beat the game, I was like, I don't want to be at my computer anymore to play this. I want to lay down in bed and just play it. So I did the Xbox game streaming on the phone, and I connected my controller to it, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. But the problem is I ran into so many problems. Like my internet was messed up at the time. It wouldn't stream properly. I have to I don't have a clip for my controller, so I can't clip the phone onto my controller and play like that. And then I just want to hold the controller down at my legs and have the phone up somewhere to just be comfortable. So I took my VR headset for my phone VR headset. I took the lenses out. I stuck it on. I stuck it right here in my face. The problem is those lenses. You need those to focus when the thing is right up to your face.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm trying to
Oh, you're ridiculous, man.
So I haven't done it yet, but I'm trying to Frankenstein some setup to hold the phone on the headset, because you can put this flap that holds the phone, so you can fold it down. All I got to do is put some balancer on the back side. I don't have any material, so I'll probably use tape or something and tape it on the back, and then just have it so I can play in bed and not deal with this anymore. Oh my gosh,
you're ridiculous! You're ridiculous.
So that's my struggle with Bloodstained right now. But yeah, it will continue as soon as the stream is over. Lunatic says he's got to get you to try Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2 off stream. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, but if it's anything that involves creativity, craft, that's not my tea. That's not my cup of tea.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be playing Minecraft with that RTX beta update. Mm-hmm. I want to do some exploring. I wanted to do a live demo here on stream, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. I felt like I didn't know enough about it to really talk about it. But there's some stuff that looks great, some stuff that you're okay, that doesn't look as great as I thought it would. But it's an interesting thing to take the original, you can flip back and forth, be okay, original graphics, all right, and then turn on RTX graphics and be oh wow, look at this lighting here. You see it shining through a window, and then play off reflections. It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm not sure if it's right for a demo, but I'll do it on stream eventually, and that'll be fun. But yeah,
everybody gets to see the possibilities, right? What can happen in the future?
Yeah, there's a lot just Minecraft wise you can do. I'm interested to see what people do creatively moving forward with just light and glass. I was seeing some experiments with stained glass windows, stuff you'd see in churches, and letting the light shine in, and it's some pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, let's throw it away. Let's call it a day. That rhymes. Look, I can rhyme.
Oh, bars! My man got bars!
All right, but yeah, that's going to be it for us. As always, I'm YourFace. This is Trindominus. This was Calm and Fury. We'll see you next week. Watch us on the stream. Follow us on the social medias down below. And yeah, we'll see you next time. You guys have a good day. Good evening, good night.
Bye, everybody.
And let's take it out. There we go. I'm hungry.
Me too. I gotta go eat this grandma food.